Aboru Aboyi. I welcome everyone to this episode of Isese Talks, Season 4, Episode 4. So in this episode, we will still be discussing the previous topic. I was discussing about understanding the concept of Ifá consultation and how it works, and I explained a lot of things that might seem a little bit confusing to an average individual. So I'll do this episode to break it down properly so that we can all have a better experience of the explanation, what I'm trying to explain in the episode. So let's start with understanding Ifá initiation and how it works with consultation. When you do maybe initiation to Oshun, or initiation to Obatala, or initiation to Iyemọja from Yoruba land here in Isese, it is expected of you to carry your icon home and not just abandon it, but always communicate with it. You have to communicate with your icon because it is your own personal communication link to the spiritual world. You see, it is the carrier of your message. It is the carrier of your message. So it is like they would always advise you that don't just abandon it. When you wake up in the morning, do Ijuba, communicate with it, because it is your own carrier of message to the spiritual world. It is your own personal carrier. So that's why they even tell you to learn how to do or say, this and that. But when it comes to Ifá initiation, the dynamics is quite different from but it's not like very different, it's a little bit different. And what is this difference? Ifá initiation, you will be given an Ifá icon, which you are also asked to treat like your other Orisha icon that you have at home. They'll tell you that when you wake up, do Ijuba, do Iforibale, do Ose, and always communicate. This is what they will tell you in Yoruba land. Although a lot of Yoruba priests will not say this, but some would tell you. Some would. In as much as we have a lot of Yoruba priests that are money driven, we still have Yoruba priests that are not money driven, that they are very ethical and they follow the due process. So now it is their obligation to tell you that when you wake up in the morning, do Iforibale, do Ijuba, pray, communicate, because in the documentation of Ifá laid emphasis on this. The verse is very common. You hear Ororomaru. Ifá Maru tenu mi fun Ororomaru. Majority of that verse that has this ending part saying Ororomaru, Ifá Maru tenu mi fun, is promoting. Those verses are promoting the culture of consistent communication with your Ifá icon. Same as what you do, same as what you should do with your Orisha icon or Oshun or Batala. But then the dynamics of the Ifá icon does not just end at the communication. It is your personal carrier of message to the spiritual world. Fine. But now, Ifá icon, you have the ability to receive message from Ifá, from your personal Ifá icon. And how can this message be received? It can be received through Ifá consultation with your personal Ikin Ifá that you received during your Ifá initiation. So this is the dynamic. So now, how do we go about this consultation? There is no general rule as to how it is done. Everybody has their unique rule as to how it is done. But the one thing they have in common is that majority used to do their annual consultation of their personal Ikin during a time that they say is Odun Ifá. You hear they say, we are doing Odun Ifá. So now, But the process of the consultation is unique. Why is it unique? Is that you bring your personal icon, they do the leaf ritual. They call it Oruewe. That Oruewe is the leaf ritual. After they do the leaf ritual, they pit it, they do everything. Then they feed the Ifa with the animal that the Ifa requested from you. After the Ifa has been fed, then on the third day, they consult the Ifa. They take the amount that is needed for the consultation and they consult the Ifa. And they give you the orientations, you do the ebo. After which, you do the ebo, you take your Ifa icon back home and you clean it and then you continue with your life. But then, I personally feel like consultation of Ifa needs to be balanced in order to have a healthy spiritual life. So now, as an Ifa initiate, if you have your Ikin Ifá, it is important for you to do the annual consultation during your Dunfa. And I'm not saying you have to do it in a very expensive way, because I know that some Yoruba priests to tell you, to do Odun Ifá, you have to pay $2,000, you have to pay $5,000. Those are the money-driven ones. And a lot of Babalawo knows that what I'm saying is true. Those are the money-driven ones. You don't have to have so much money to do Odun Ifá. And I know that there are some Babalawo out there that they won't extort you because you want to do, Odun Ifá. So you just have to, take your time to find the one that works for you and pray that you will guide you to the right Babalawo. So, you have your personal Ikin Ifá, there is a process as to how you should do consultation, and it is my own personal point of view. It's not a general law. The Odun Ifá is compulsory. You do it annually, so you get a detailed, understanding of what the previous year brought and what the next one is going to bring. You understand if it is well done in the way it should be done, you would receive proper messages. Then, after that, it is important for you to know that just because you now have little issue, maybe after a few months after Ifa initiation and you felt something, then automatically you want to do Ifa consultation. In my own opinion, I don't think it is healthy. It is spiritually healthy. You've done your Odun Ifá consultation. You have done it. And it has told you that this will happen. So if you want to do another consultation, it has to be maybe because you are having a doubt, or you're just having some sort of doubt that you have talked to people about. You have talked to people about and you still haven't gotten clarity, then you can go and do maybe an Okpele consultation, or you can even do a Ridinlogun consultation. And after you have done this Ridinlogun consultation, then you've all the Okpele and you have done the simple ebo and everything that needs to be done. Then the other type of in a consultation that I personally think is important too is maybe when you have some sort of emergency, or maybe you are at a situation where you want to take a big step in your life. Then now you can go and carry your personal Ikin Ifá. That's for the initiate. You carry your personal Ikin Ifá and do a consultation with it, because it is your personal carrier. It carries more spiritual essence than just taking a random Okpele. Because now this is a serious thing in your life. It is important that it is done with your Ikin Ifá for the Ifá initiates. So this is just my own personal approach, but there are some people that they cast their Ikin Ifá every 3 months. There are people that cast their Ikin Ifá every month. There are people that cast their Ikin Ifá every 2 weeks, and it works for them, no doubt. But my own point is that for people that don't know how to adopt balance into the things that they do, then they should create a certain structure for themselves that can, help them balance it unconsciously. There are some people that consciously, they understand how balance works. They know how to, deal with it. But it's not everybody. And it doesn't make it, just because you can't do it naturally, doesn't make you less of a human being. It just means you are human, because it is human nature. We are not perfect. But then, you need to understand that creating a structure, an approach to consultation would help you have an healthy spiritual lifestyle. So this was what I was trying to explain in the previous topics, and that dynamics is for initiates, you see. But if you are not an initiate, maybe you are not an initiate, and you want to do this stuff, maybe if your husband have an Ikin Ifá, this sort of thing, you can do it with your husband Ikin Ifá. Wake up in the morning and pray to your husband Ikin Ifá, or do for annual consultation. They can cast yours for you after they've done your husband consultation, but and for children's too, if you have not done your Ifá, you can use your father's Ikin Ifá, you can use your mother's Ikin Ifá. If you want to follow the structure of consultation, to keep track of the balance in your, in your way of consulting Ifá, in order to have an healthy spiritual lifestyle. If you are somebody that does not naturally know how to add balance to the things you do, you see. And for people that are not initiates into Ifá, you can also do Ikin Ifá consultation, but then it has to be the Ikin Ifá of the temple that you are associated with. Or if you have somebody, immediate family, maybe your husband, your father, you can use the Ikin Ifá for consultation, pending the time that you do your own Ifá initiation. So, and if you are somebody that your relative does not have the Ikin Ifá, a temple should have a collective Ikin for the members of the temple, so they can use this Ikin of the temple to do it with you. As long as anytime you go to the temple, you communicate with the Ikin, you do it for Ibale, you pray, they can even fit the Ikin for you for personal feeding, you see. So the point is that it's just my own opinion. You don't have to agree with me, but everything I'm saying is based on my own personal experience. I think that a lot of people abuse consultation, and they really do not let life take its course. They mess with the engineering of the universe by always doing consultation. Because according to the teachings of Ifá, chaotic situation is not really when you need consultation. Chaotic situation is a time where you need to be calm and see what is really happening. Because my own understanding in the Orisha worship is that issue, from my own understanding, is the deity that brings things into manifestation. And when issue works in a chaotic nature. So when you are about to, get to that new thing, get to that next level, it comes in form of chaos. So just because you are going through a chaotic situation doesn't mean you have spiritual problems. It just means that you might be at a crossroad. And when you're at a crossroad, you're answering to issue at that moment. So you might be at a crossroad in your life that requires you to calm and observe, so that you can make the right sacrifice to issue. And when I'm talking about the sacrifice, I'm talking about sacrifice from a philosophical perspective. And this sacrifice are your decisions, the things you do, your body language, the things you say, the affiliations you make. These are the sacrifice. So, which is why I tell people a lot, you need philosophical aspect of this worship. If you really want to get a nice experience in it, you need it. Cutting the chicken, cutting the animal, yeah, it works, it's fine, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. So we really need to put ourselves out there and learn, because we need to understand that as an Orisha worshipper, especially somebody from the diaspora, you are responsible for yourself. Yeah, you are responsible for yourself. Nobody is going to protect you from fraudulent priests, or you can complain about in Yoruba land the priests are fraudulent, they just ask you for money. Not every priest in Yoruba land are fraudulent. Yeah, not every priest in Yoruba. Yeah, we know. You don't need to tell me. I'm a Yoruba person. I know there are fraudulent priests in Yoruba land, but not every priest in Yoruba land are fraudulent. So the point is that as somebody in the diaspora, the fact that there's a contrast between our culture and your culture, and there's a language difference, it puts you at a situation whereby you can easily fall victim of fraud. Because when an average Yoruba person, when they chant Ifá verse, maybe I just say Ategbe awodi difa fodi odin raye lai ni ku odin raye gbo korin kese wọ́n ní kó kára nle wọ́n ní kó ṣe ogbe bombe orubo ogberu oteru pataki la nbale odi ni ku odi ni run pataki la nbale odi. Everything I say now, if I chant it in front of a Yoruba person, they understand everything, even without telling them the story. Everything is already in the thing I chant. They don't even need to read the story before they have an insight. That is the Yoruba person that is paying attention to what I'm saying. Because the language has already given them an edge. But for somebody in the diaspora that does not understand Yoruba and does not even understand the culture, it makes you vulnerable. It makes you vulnerable because you don't understand the language, you don't understand the culture. So you are responsible for yourself. You are responsible to engage in the things that can shield you from being vulnerable. So when I say some certain things, I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to prove somebody wrong. I'm not trying to say I'm the best. I'm trying to say that as Orisha worshiper in the diaspora, we need to start holding ourselves accountable for ourselves, because nobody really cares about you. And the fact that you cannot speak Yoruba, you don't understand Yoruba, you don't understand Yoruba culture, it makes you vulnerable. You understand? So now, talking about there are fraudulent priests, what is it going to do if I start talking about fraudulent priests in Yoruba land? It won't do anything. In as much as we have fraudulent priests, we have good priests that are not fraudulent. They follow the ethics. But now, it is up to you as an individual to engage in the things that would not make you fall victim of fraud, knowing fully well that you are a novice to the culture, to the language that you are trying to engage in their worship. So this is the point of everything I say. I try to indirectly tell you that you are vulnerable. Even if even if you sit down in front of 1,000 good priests, if you are not careful, you will still fall victim of fraud because you are vulnerable. You don't understand Yoruba. You don't understand the culture. So you need to be careful. You need to invest in yourself. You need to hold yourself accountable for yourself. Like you are the one that needs to protect yourself. And how can you protect yourself? It's learning, knowing the things that are affiliated. I did a PDF course about the things you need, basic things that you need to know. And people did not really buy it because I didn't put my jigs. And the things that are there will shield you from falling victim of fraud. It will. But you see, it is the reality of what, this is the reality of the life we are living now. People don't really value honesty. They want, they just want things that would, look cheesy, that would look sweet. But in reality, the truth is not always sweet. The truth is always bitter. Even to me, saying the truth, when you tell me the truth at some point, it will feel bitter to me. Yeah, me that I'm claiming to be telling you the truth now. When the truth is told to me, it will feel bitter. But then it is up to me to tell my ego to shut up. Shut up. It is up to me to talk to my ego that shut up. I have to listen to this. So, we need to do better so being an Olorisha, especially for people in the diaspora, it goes beyond, doing the initiation and going for us regularly or sweeping the temple, cleaning the temple. No, even if you do all those things for 20 years, it doesn't mean that you will not fall a victim of fraud. You can't. So you can't fall a victim of fraud unless you do the needful by investing in yourself, and being responsible for yourself. You are the one that will protect yourself and shield yourself. I wish you guys all the best, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Iriel.